On October 10, 1973, the quiet streets of Hurricane, Utah were about to become the birthplace of an idea so unique in its practice that it would bring the small town to represent the latest in engineering. This idea, which would revolutionize the entertainment industry and soon find itself to be the start of a still unsolved mass murder case, would first manifest itself in a now forgotten building on the corner of a small street, with the now infamous name, Fredbear's Family Diner. Its influence on the lives of many people in Hurricane, Utah would not be forgotten for decades to come. This one singular diner was the birthplace of events which would shape the lives of far, far too many. And so begins the story of Fredbear's Family Diner. Begun in 1973 by two business partners named William Afton and Henry Emery, the two were destined by birth to take their ideas to the stars. With both being master engineers and with passions that would rival the power of a storm, the pair began to embark on their latest venture yet, animatronic entertainers. Simply a new addition to their company of Fats Bear Entertainment. This relatively new idea of animatronics being used for entertainment was leveraged by the pair to open up a diner which would end up dominating the local scene. With no other diner having anything remotely close to animatronic entertainers for the children to admire, they were no match against the tide of Fats Bear Entertainment's bottomless passion. And so with this guarantee in success, the pair began to experience a flow of income which began to replace their drive of passion for a drive of money. William Afton, the co-owner of Fredbear's Family Diner, would take care of the marketing and day-to-day runnings of the diner. Henry Emery, on the other hand, would work on the animatronics and man the kitchen during the day. This was not enough for the business pair, however, and they began to expand their new diner and hire more employees to help keep up with demand as the sensation of animatronics singing on a stage would grip Utah. But the animatronics were not meant for only singing up on a stage to a crowd of adoring children. The genius of William and Henry created a way to be able to wear the hides of the animatronics, turning them into suits that could be worn to serve pizza, interact with families, and used to greet customers walking into the diner. This was all thanks to a feature they decided to name Spring Locks. These series of springs placed around the suit would act as locks which kept the mascot suit in position to be worn and easily moved around in. With all this merged together, the flow of income from the diner only ever increased, and the pair created plans to open up a second restaurant to capitalize further on their success. And William, being the marketing genius that he was able to find a studio to create a show named Fredbear and Friends featuring animatronics from both locations. This would further drive revenue growth. Things were not perfect for the restaurant, however, far from it. On more than one occasion, the spring lock system William and Henry designed malfunctioned, and so the suits locked into its animatronic mode and the pins and bolts that the springs had been holding back inside the suit now found themselves dug deep into the flesh of the unfortunate victim, now bleeding within. Another incident in 1983 would bring a disaster to William Afton himself in the form of his child, Evan Afton, being forced into the jaws of Fredbear, the main star and namesake of the diner. As Evan was shoved inside the jaws of the animatronic with tears streaming down his face, the water from his eyes mixed with the delicate nature of the spring locks and they closed themselves shut, crushing the child's skull and causing him to pass only a few days later. Fredbear's Family Diner had experienced a beautiful start as the idea of two exceptional engineers simply exploring their passions for their craft, and a tragic end leading to the now infamous spiral of its co-founder, William Afton. It was a place where many would gather to share a warm slice of pizza, to share a laugh with a friend after a long day of work while the kids ran amok, and a place where the joys of many children would be found, all in Fredbear's Family Diner.